Wales is a favorite place of mine. I adore the castles, I love the remote villages and the thick forests, and I'm fascinated by the language. On this action-packed trip to Britain, we only had a very brief visit to the Wye Valley area of Wales, which we will share with you in this video. We visited the Chepstow town centre, walked around a big castle, and saw a fabulous abbey ruin from the ground and the sky. Our adventures began with finding our hotel, which ended up being a very unique place indeed, especially for a tiny country known for being home to over 600 castles. This is a very fancy place we're staying. It is a Marriott hotel in Chepstow, but it's the golf and country club place of some sort, with a long tree-lined drive. This is a pretty amazing walk up to hotel reception. You just walk through this castle passageway. I'm surprised there's not a moat. We've just arrived in our room, which is rather interesting because it is a lakeside bungalow. The main office is in a castle, and then our room is in this little bungalow right next to the water. How awesome is that? This might sound like a total Marriott advert, but when we come over here to Britain, we've just stayed in some of the coolest places, either for free using points or for not very much money. So we stayed in that awesome Abbey Hotel in Bath last night. And if you watched my Castles, Manor Houses, and Abbeys video, you saw a place that we stayed in Derbyshire, which was the world's oldest Marriott. This one looks pretty old too. We're staying in this lakeside bungalow, but I'm gonna show you the main area where reception is and the main offices because it's just incredible. I think this is my favorite entrance to a hotel lobby ever. I love this. Even though it looks like a castle, St Pierre was built in the early 16th century as a private home. Then it was converted into a hotel and golf course in the 1960s. The oldest building on the estate is the Church of St Peter, which was built around 1065. The church holds the distinction of being the only parish church in the UK to be located in the middle of a golf course. I'm filming this from our window in our room at the Marriott St Pierre. We're right next to the lake, and there's all these Canada geese. And there's way over at the edge, there's like a egret or heron or something white. And then this big fluffy swan just swimming around in the middle of all the geese trying to cause trouble. At least none of the birds are attacking us for once, or our dinner, so. Yeah, oh my goodness, there's a ton of geese over here. Do you see all those, Ian? They've called in reinforcements. Yeah. The threatening swan has caused the geese to call in reinforcements. There's been a definite bird theme to this whole holiday. After settling into our hotel room for the night, we had some in-room dining with our M&S salads we had brought with us, my two favorite kinds. This was the perfect little healthy dinner to eat before consuming a lot of chocolate. You may recall this night was when we filmed the Cadbury dark milk tasting. Here is a snippet of that video to remember it if you've already seen it, or to encourage you to watch it if you haven't seen it yet. We are going to do our final chocolate taste test from this British holiday. Ian's happy this is the last one. He's been suffering through a lot of chocolate consumption. We are excited to head into Chepstow and see if we can take a look at the castle and Tintern Abbey. It's going to be a short filming day because we just have the morning in Wales and then we're headed into England to visit family. Before venturing off to find the castle and the abbey, we had to stop at M&S Food Hall again for provisions. Question for you Brits watching this. When I was in the shop, I think I heard someone call these self-checkout registers Scott's Tills. Did I hear that right? What on earth is that? It is possible I just wasn't understanding the cashier's Welsh accent. So what did we buy at M&S? Fresh fruit, of course, and a fruit smoothie, and an assortment of pastries from the bakery, including a scone. By the way, be sure to watch this coming Friday's video in which I attempt to make scones myself for the first time here in my kitchen in Texas. And to go with the scone, I got this clotted cream. I forgot that I had filmed this next bit, but it's perfect timing because last Friday I just uploaded a video of me trying to make clotted cream. And for my non-British viewers who aren't familiar with clotted cream, you need to watch this to see what clotted cream is really supposed to look like.
I just wanted to show what clotted cream is like. It's got this crust on the top, and then underneath it's thick and gooey deliciousness.
After leaving the supermarket, we traveled down the appropriately named Welsh Street to explore the town center a bit.
Perhaps this is a Chepstow claim to fame. No better cider does the world supply.
Chepstow is looking beautiful on this Saturday morning in the sun. War memorial with lots of poppies and flowers around it. Nice town center. I'm fascinated with pub signs that have interesting names and/or pictures on them. This sign caught my attention and I had to take some photos to research it later. I had no idea what the 5 alls meant. Come to find out, the figures depicted are each doing something for all. If you see the images, the quotes for each would be something like a soldier saying, "I fight for all," a bishop saying, "I pray for all," a monarch, in this case I believe it's Queen Elizabeth I, saying, "I rule for all," a lawyer saying, "I plead for all," and John Bull saying, "I pay for all." I've never seen this before, but apparently there's also a 5 Alls pub in Cheltenham, so I'll have to go find it this summer. Speaking of signs, I also had to snap a photo of this sign in the town center for 2 reasons. First, if you told an American to bin their gum, they would not know what you meant. And second, the cat is adorable. Then I had to take a photo of this litter sign near a rubbish bin in the park for 2 other reasons. First, look how awesome and confusing the Welsh language is. I would try pronouncing it for you, but I would slaughter it and sound like a record being played backwards. And second, because the phrase, "don't mess with Monmouthshire," sounds an awful lot like what we say back home in the Lone Star State. Don't mess with Texas, y'all! Tintern Abbey is located along the lovely River Wye. The abbey was founded in 1131 by Cistercian monks, and at the time it was only the 2nd in all of Britain. It began as a modest timber building, but became a mixture of architectural styles during the 400 years it was expanded. In the late 1200s, the magnificent abbey church was built, thanks to the patronage of wealthy benefactors. With its soaring, majestic windows and a broad cruciform plan with a length of nearly 150 by 230 feet, it became one of the masterpieces of British Gothic architecture. Of course, the sad part of the story is Henry VIII's dissolution of monasteries, when in 1536 the abbey was surrendered. Valuables were removed and sent to the royal treasury, lead from the roof was sold off, and the abbey began to decay. It is a testament to the beautiful construction that the grand, centuries-old sandstone building retains the grandeur it has today. While Ian was flying the drone, I visited the gift shop. Because I'm a minimalist and travel light, I did not buy this t-shirt, even though I wanted to. And I had just had a scone and clotted cream for breakfast, so I couldn't have this tempting cream tea on offer, or the bacon bap, even though I wanted to. Now for a public service announcement for any American viewers of this video. If you see this jar in Britain, do not buy it. If you want peanut butter whilst in Britain, get American peanut butter from a store like Costco or something. Do not fall prey to the illusion that this stuff is a good substitute. You'd be better off learning to love Marmite, or just having jam or marmalade instead. I'm headed to see the castle, but it's kind of cool that even just this city car park is surrounded by a medieval wall. The building of Chepstow Castle began in 1067 by Earl William Fitz Osborne, an associate of William the Conqueror. It became one of the first Norman strongholds in Wales. During the medieval and Tudor ages, many powerful men lived in Chepstow, and the castle has been well preserved to tell the stories of military might and advancements in weaponry during those times. Several earls of Pembroke, Norfolk, and Worcester had their time in Chepstow, up to the Civil War, after which the castle began to decline. Chepstow boasts the oldest castle doors in Europe. They are on display inside the castle, and these are exact replicas. The massive doors date back to the 1100s. They were covered in iron plates to prevent attackers from burning or battering them down.
Here is the lovely Chepstow Castle that I will not be touring today because I did not make an advance booking, which was a rookie mistake. It's 2020. You don't get in anywhere without an advance booking.
The imposing and impressive Chepstow Castle extends along a limestone cliff at the edge of the River Wye. After taking one last glimpse of the castle from the bridge, we crossed the river and saw this sign welcoming us to Gloucestershire. This made me happy because I feel like I'm coming home when I see this sign. Sadly, I left Wales after far too short a visit, and I didn't get to eat the yummy Welsh things. Well, I don't know if I should say yummy. I didn't get to eat the Welsh things that I wanted to try. Well, I don't know if I wanted to try, but I was going to try the lava bread, and I know I would like Welsh rarebit, so I really wanted to try those. Next visit to Wales, and there will be a next time. I love Wales. Thanks so much for watching, and do something good in the world today.